Mania, and welcome to a Mania vlog. So, okay, first off, it is 10 a.m. in the morning on Monday, May 4th. Happy Star Wars Day to those that celebrate that. I'm not a Star Wars fan, so yeah, there's that. Not because I don't like it, I just, yeah, never got into it. My brother obsessed when he was younger, and I just couldn't. But anyway, we're already into rambles. So, hi to everyone that's watching. My name is Zakia, and I decided to vlog for StitchMaynia this year. It wasn't fully successful last year, but we're totally doing it. So, why are we starting on the 4th? Well, because I didn't like the ones from the 1st through the 3rd. So I'm basically starting over. I told myself to just watch them. They're probably fine, but honestly, I already deleted them. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'm just going to show you guys what happened this weekend. You didn't miss that much. Yeah, so it's going to be okay. I'm just going to catch you guys up, and then we're going to keep going. Plus, that video was also like 42 minutes, and I still had to, it would have been an hour by the time I put it all together, and that's ridiculous for 3 days. It should not have been an hour. So, yeah, so we're just going to start over, and like I said, catch you guys up. Welcome to anyone that's new and maybe stumbling across this video. My channel is completely crafty, cross-stitch and knitting. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Welcome back to all you returning viewers. It always means so much that you guys watch and comment and all of that. So, okay, let's see. So on the 1st, which was Friday, I immediately started a new start. So this was, oh, darn it. Hold on, I'm gonna go get the pattern. Okay, I'm back. So, also, if, for returning viewers, we're in the bedroom. If y'all were wondering, I'm like doing chores and the dishwasher is super loud, so we're back here. But this is the pattern that I started on the 1st, cross stitcher in residence from Lizzie Kate. This was a gift from Teresa at 33rd Street Knits. I don't know why I always stumble over that. 33rd Street Knits. Teresa. So yeah, thank you so much for sending that. She sent it when she mailed back my social knitting sock challenge socks. Those. They're in the last whip update. But this is the finished project. So the fabric came with it, and the charm was also included. So here is my finished piece. You can see, sorry, I know I'm moving. Yeah, so you can see I did not do the like giant X's that they have above and below. Yeah, I just didn't want those on there. So I took those out, and the only other change that I really made was this tree. I only had like 3 stitches to do on the top like the other one, but the thread ended, and trees are not all the same. Not that these aren't even the same anyway, but still, it didn't matter that much, so there you go. And this was a complete DMC stash dive, basically. So I know that I put it on Instagram, but I will make sure that I list what colors I used in the description box. Yeah. So there's that. I am thinking about, I know that I mentioned in the last whip update, or at some point, I know I mentioned like trying to redo the blog and stuff. So I'm not really like posting show notes over there or anything right now. It's all going to be in the description box because I just haven't decided how I want to set it up so that, I don't know. I just want to like reorganize it, but I haven't figured out a good way to do that. Yeah, and to be honest, nobody goes over there anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so just more things for me to think about. But anyway, I will make sure that you guys know what colors I used in this because I can't remember them all right now. But they are on Instagram if you go back to this post. So this was stitched on 28 count raw natural linen. Like I said, she sent it with the pattern. So there is that finish. I started and finished that. Well, actually, okay, technically I finished it on May the 2nd. It was like 1 a.m. or something, but basically the first. I hadn't gone to sleep yet, so it was still Friday in my head. So then, after that, I started another new start, of course, because I was just in the mood. So I'm keeping this in my one of my Love You More Studio sleeves. This one I do have the conversion for that I'm using, but this is what I'm stitching. So this is, sorry, trying to hold the fabric. So this is Ink Circles, The Queen That Was. It was a market release this year, and yeah, I had to have it. I'm super glad that I bought it. I love Ink Circles projects. So yeah, this has been really fun to work on. The color's kind of blowing out, but it's fine. So I'll have to take a better picture or something. You'll see it later. But this is where I've gotten. I started this on the 2nd, yeah. I started this on May the 2nd, and you can see that we haven't gotten too much work. I thought that this would be done by now, but it's not because I got super distracted. So, details. Again, DMC Stash Dive. I am working. I did like try to look for the colors that she has listed on here for the DMC conversion, but it's charted in Classic Colorworks. Okay, but anyway, I'm doing DMC. So I did try to work off of those, and then if I didn't have them, I just changed them. And the crown, I don't know if you can tell from the picture, but the crown is metallic. It's a Klarnik, and I don't have the Klarnik that she calls for, but I do have a Klarnik from my Mirabilia project, Miss Solar Ellipse. So I pulled that out, and I'm going to use that for the crown. So yeah, that's where I am. Needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. 16 count black Ada for the fabric. Super enjoying it. So there's that. And I have all my flosses down in here, so everything's in there ready to go. Okay, so what happened after that? I'm trying to take y'all like in chronological order to make up for the fact that you're not seeing all the vlogs. So I think what happened next was that okay, so I was on Virtual Stitchers Friday. I'm trying to remember the things. This is what happens when you start over. So Friday night I got on Virtual Stitchers, and that was a really good time. And then after a while I got off of there, and Amy, Creativity with Gidge, and we got together, and no, that was Saturday night by the time we got together. Anyway, so we got together Saturday, and I was supposed to be working on Ink Circles, and then well, I'm really not that mad about it, you know? So let me show you. So Amy, she told me about this project, and it's fine. I mean, I hadn't sworn off new starts, but I was not planning on starting another full coverage. Yeah. So here, let me back out just a little bit. So this is, oh, okay, there we go. This is well, she calls it Severus Snape. This is from the Cross Stitch Salon, Sarah Bowman. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. But she's the Cross Stitch Salon, so she has an Etsy shop, and then she also has a Facebook page under that name, the Cross Stitch Salon. And I haven't gone in just yet and bought a pattern from her Etsy shop, but I do want to make a point to buy at least one from her, because this is a free pattern. Can you believe that? Amazing. So, oh, I'm gonna call this Always Snape for the record because it says always on there, and I mean the name is fine. It is Severus Snape, but I just think it needs a cool name. So, yeah. So I'm calling it Always Severus or Always Snape. I kind of use them interchangeably. But anyway, maybe is my brightness up too high? I'm not quite sure. Um, I think there's gonna be a glare regardless. Yeah. So. Anyway, you can see it. Kind of a bit of the castle in the background and some light there, which is where I'm working at right now. And then always, and it does, you can kind of see it there. It does actually have the quotations around it faintly. And then the doe Patronus. So excited. So, like I said, this is a free pattern, which is amazing. It's not super huge either. It's only, she says, 138 by 199. So it's a pretty good size. Like, I can totally do this. I believe in myself. So, okay, so I started kitting it up that night. I was super tired and it took forever to find different colors and things. And then I didn't have all of them, so Sunday I worked a little bit more on ink circles, and then I also no, today's Monday. So Saturday evening, I went ahead and ordered the rest of the flosses that I needed for this one because I didn't have all of these colors. And I even lost one color that I did find, so I had to buy another skein. That's a whole story. Anyway, so, yeah. So I got all the skeins. I have all my colors, which I can show you. So, I've discovered that I need another floss buddy. Seriously, once the whole money situation is in check, yeah, I might go on a spending spree. So you guys are not seeing this correctly at all because, of course, that's a little bit better. It's literally greens and browns plus 38.65, 9.39, and 3.10, and everything else is basically a green or a brown. So, I mean, you can tell from up here, like, oh, I think okay. Calm down. Okay. I need another floss buddy because I don't have enough for my projects. That's where we started. So I'm keeping this in the same one that I'm keeping Letters from Hogwarts. That's what these flosses are. There's a row in between, and then it's all of these for this project. That's where I was going with that. Anyway, it's all greens and browns, pretty much, which kind of freaked me out at first. I was kind of like, okay, do I really want to do this? Like, you really got to think about this before you start it, because y'all know that, well, you might know if you've been here for a while, or maybe you can just tell from the things that I wear, the things that I stitch, all of that. I love color. I love it. So, I mean, I can appreciate a good neutral and, muted tones and things, but I am very much a bright person when it comes to colors, like vibrancy, everything. And I've always been that way. You can ask my mom. We totally differ on that fact because she loves neutrals and muted tones. Like, I sent this to her and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't deal. And as soon as she saw it, she's like, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I love it. Of course, yeah. I was not surprised. So, that's okay. So I might have popped in a picture by now because I don't know if that shows up correctly, but also it's greens and browns. It's not an exciting palette to look at, but I'm really excited. I didn't like give up on it just because I know I'm gonna love the finished picture, right? So those are the flosses. Floss Buddies from Bags Plus. And okay. This is where I am. I haven't done too much. I think I've already done like a couple of these rows of the 3865 this morning. So yeah, can you believe that so you can kind of tell the two tones, but over here that's like 3 different colors. Okay. I mean, 2 of them I can barely tell apart just looking in person, and I stitched it. But regardless, yeah, so this is where I am so far. You can see I've started my gridding here. So that is the entire width of the piece. This is the right side. Yeah, so I've gridded down 100 stitches, so that's half of the chart pretty much. And I think I'm just going to work across the whole thing. That's why I was going to put it in an 8 by 11 Q-snap, and then I was like, wait, put it in an 11 by 11 and I can just keep going. So yeah, I don't know how it'll work once I get to the point that I need to like move this down, because I am going to work parking in diagonals. You can kind of tell I've already started parking these colors here. This section of 3865 has, it's just like this one kind of block of color here, and then it doesn't show up until like somewhere over here, I think. So I'm just working all of that color as it shows up right now, and then I'll go back to parking and working in diagonals. But yeah, I'm super excited about this. This is what I'm mainly going to be focusing on, I think. So let's put that down so I can be kind of the right color again. Grime Guard is from Silver Moon Sewing. The needle minder is that right side up? No, it's upside down. I was like, why does that look weird? The needle minder is the Hogwarts Crest. It's a wax seal from Snarky Crafter. Maybe. I might have that wrong. I don't remember. Possibly Snarky Crafter. I'll find it and correct myself in the show notes or on the screen or something if it's wrong. Okay, so that was that. I'm gonna get back to working on that today. And then, oh, this is what I was getting the pattern for. I am done with this. I'm not planning on stitching it again. Obviously, so, okay, I'm going to pass the stash is where I'm going with this. Obviously, you won't have the little charm that was stapled up here because I used it, but, yeah, you'll have the chart. So, there's that. I guess you could also, like, I don't know, I guess you could, like, change some of the stitches or back stitch a heart or something. I don't know. I'm sure there are lots of creative ideas, though, to make up for the charm. Unless you have one, and then you can put the charm there anyway. But, okay, so passing the stash on this, let's do... So, if you would like to win this chart, or if you would like to stitch this, I guess just say, I would like to stitch the residence. So, residence there. Okay, I would like to stitch the residence, and I will draw for that at some point later in May, because you guys won't see this until Wednesday at the earliest, so there's that. So, the other thing that I wanted to show you all, oh wait, I actually do need this. Hold please. Okay, so yesterday, Sunday, the 3rd, Michelle, Bindi, and I had our first Zoom, which was just crazy to both of us when we got on there. We're like, wait, how have we never Zoomed before? We've chatted a lot in the past, but we've never Zoomed, so that was really fun. And we Zoomed to cast on our Hitch-Hiker shawls together. So sorry, I'm trying to navigate Ravelry. So, the Hitch-Hiker Shawl is a pattern by Martina Bem. Oops. Come on. This is what the pattern looks like. So, there's her version of the shawl, and you can, whoops, sorry for all the shaking. So you can see along this edge, there are, what she calls teeth, little points on the edge of the shawl. If you remember, I made a hitchhiker in April. It was the first of the 2 shawls that I knit in April. So Michelle and I cast on together yesterday, and it was amazing. And we've also decided that we are going to be switching shawls. So this is the yarn that I'm using. It's Hypnotic yarn in her Treat Your Feet sock base, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And the colorway is if one can, two can, as in the bird. Like, that's how she spelled it. It's a play on words there. So that's the yarn. It's actually showing up perfectly too, so that's nice. So this is where I got to yesterday. I haven't put any more work on this. This one point's like, anyway, let me show it this way. I feel like the points are leaning a certain direction, so you can't see them. Okay, anyway, here's the points. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So we're gonna be switching shawls. Michelle's on hers. The beginning is kind of wonky, which is totally fine. She was figuring out the pattern and the repeat and stuff. And you know, it's not a big deal, but we were calling it like the wonky Christmas tree or whatever at the end. And yeah, so she is going to be giving me hers, and I am going to give her this shawl. So far, it was just kind of funny because we both had, like, you know, small mistakes. So mine, you know, it was going okay. I totally thought I was gonna mess up down here, but not that she messed up, but you know what I mean. Like, it just wasn't according to the pattern. So I thought I was gonna kind of mess up the written pattern too, and then I didn't, and then and then because me being me, so I don't know, I just got super excited while we were talking. I don't know, I wanted to bind off. I really could not tell you, but I bound off another tooth, 2 garter ridges too early, so yeah, it's fine. But anyway, we were laughing because, so these are called teeth, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like a shorter tooth or like a chipped tooth or something, and Michelle was like, oh my gosh, she has a chipped tooth, so it's just perfect. Like, I was not doing that on purpose, but yeah, it was too perfect. So anyway, we are going to switch our shawls, and I think it'll be wonderful. So, oh, so we were calling it the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. That's what I was calling it, and I love Charlie Brown. It's one of my favorites, so there's that. But okay, so that is everything from this weekend, I think. And of course, this is already 22 minutes, but I feel like that's appropriate for how much stuff I just caught you guys up on. So, sorry if, like, the air is having a weird sound effect on the video. Hopefully it won't when I go back to put the clips together. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and get back to stitching. I have to wash dishes. I need to finish folding laundry because that's been sitting for like the whole weekend. So, alright, I will catch you guys sometime later today. Okay, so we're back. It's only like a few minutes after I ended that last clip, but I totally forgot to talk about something pretty important. So, ooh, excuse me. I just tried to eat some breakfast, so. Okay, StitchMaynia, right? So if you have never heard of StitchMaynia, I mean, it's kind of the thing that's happening right now, so everyone's explaining it. But if you're new to FlossTube and you don't know what StitchMaynia is, it was started back in 2015. There's a group on Facebook where you can join. It's Maynia because it happens during May. It started out as starting 15 new projects, one each day, the first 15 days in the month, because it was 2015 when it started. That's evolved. People do Whip Mania, people do Monogamania, working on one project. They're just people are doing StitchMaynia this year, working on whips and then kind of rewarding yourself with a new start. You can do whatever you want. Basically, it's challenging yourself, getting yourself out of your comfort zone. I know me personally, I just like to come up with whatever mania I think will work for me that year. This is only my second one, but you know, I like having the new starts, but I definitely would not do one each day. I already have way too many projects, I think. And I'm multi-craftual, and I have just as many knitting projects, so I'm not trying to start that many things. She says, but she's already had 3 new starts in 3 days. It's fine. So anyway, Stitch Count Mania is what I am doing. I'm joining in with Amy, again, Creativity by Gidge. So go check her out if you don't watch her. She's crazy, but amazing, like a good crazy. A crazy that I think we can all relate to. But anyway, so Amy came up with the idea for Stitch Count Mania, and our goal is 1,000 stitches each day. I am already crazy behind, so I am working on making up stitches. Amy is like almost 2 days ahead, so why does that always happen? I mean, it's fine, no one's keeping track, and it's totally cool, but like I also started Change of Seasons with Alma, and she like flew by, and I'm just like, it's fine, page 1. It's okay, just something that I thought about. I don't feel bad about it. These projects will get worked on when I feel like working on them. And they know that. Like, they're not giving me pressure. It's just funny. So, Stitch Count Mania, 1,000 stitches a day is the goal. Anything over that 1,000 is extra. So the next day, wake up and 1,000 stitches again is what I'm hoping will happen, but right now I need to play some catch up. So I'm going to be working on this all day because after today I should have 4,000 stitches, and I think I'm just now approaching 1,500 maybe. So that is what I was going to look at. Let me pull that up really quick. So I'm kind of keeping track in 2 different places because I started, you know, counting for everything. Oh, that clip also got deleted. Okay, so I am using, let me go back. I am using the Crochet and Knit app. So you can see it there. Crochet and Knit, that's what it looks like. And yeah, so Amy uses a different one, but when I looked up that one, I couldn't find where you can reset the counters, like, you know, just a simple reset button. Maybe it had it and I just couldn't find it, but I searched for a few minutes and seriously could not find it. So I just deleted that one and got another one, which is this one. So you can see, okay, I will put a disclaimer here and say that I paid like the $2.50 for upgrading the app, because I would click the counter thing like a few times and then an ad would pop up, and then I would back out and I would click it a few more times and an ad would pop up. So it is kind of annoying. It was only $2.50. I know that I'm gonna use this for a lot of different things because I like that I can sync the counters. So I just paid the little $2.50, but just putting that out there. So you can see, so I clicked on it, but they have a list of your projects. I just have Mania in here so far. Well, now I can't do this. Okay, I just have Mania in here. So right here, I am keeping up with the overall count for 31,000 stitches. So you can see I'm not that far along just yet. And then I need to, well, hold on, I'll show you guys. So then down here, you can see I have 2 other counters. This one is for Stitchopoly, which I'm playing this month with Semi-Sane Stitchers, so you should go check them out, another Facebook group. They always have a lot of fun events every month. They like to base them off of, like, take inspiration from different games. So last month was Frogs and Stitches, which is based off of Shoes and Ladders, or Snakes and Ladders, whichever one you grew up with. So yeah, anyway, so main count, Stitchopoly count, which you can't really see the numbers, but it's totally visible. So you can see that I have this one locked, and that means that they are synced together. So it doesn't matter whether I hit this button or this button, and it works for plus and minus, but it doesn't matter which one I change, they will both move because they're linked together right now. This one I haven't linked to anything. This one is for magical stitches. In the event that I don't really know what I want to work on, or maybe I just want to go look at the prompts, whatever, then I can use those prompts to kind of motivate me. I'm not really doing I'm not doing magical stitches this year. I haven't done anything really. Well, for a couple months, I was helping to build like the parks where the groups have to all work together, but yeah, I haven't done that in a while. And I probably won't if you just want me to be honest. I won't be like posting over there if I do the prompts or anything because I'm not participating. I'm just using it as a way to help me out if I get there. So that one's not linked to it or anything. But anyway, this is not the complete total count because I also have Always Snape on Pattern Keeper, which was wonderful. It does work with Pattern Keeper, which was really nice. But yeah, so you know, Pattern Keeper is keeping track of that for me. So there's that. Okay, me and Amy, I was just aiming for 31,000 stitches, which is still the goal. But this project, Always Snape, is just under. It would basically, if I was doing the 1,000 a day, only on that, it would take me 28 days. Well, 27 and part of 28, right? I think, because, yeah, it's like 27,500 or something around there. So, starting today, because 3 days of May are over, so starting today, that gives me 28 days. So, I'm still going to work on, like, catching up with my stitch count and where I should be. But basically my Mania goal now is to finish this project. So we'll see, because I know that my mojo will eventually be like, nah, we need to work on something else, dude. So we're gonna see. You know, my Mania plans were changing constantly from the start anyway, so I'm just going with it. Yeah, that's why I really like the idea of Stitch Count Mania. It's nothing too set in stone. I get to stitch what I want, just aim for a certain goal. So that's what I forgot to explain before. Of course, now that's another 10 minutes on this video, but whatever. So there's that. Now I'm actually going to go stitch and probably finish eating my breakfast. Alright, I will see y'all in a little bit. Hey peeps, so I figured I would check in really quick. Oh, whoops. So it is just after midnight, so now it is May the 5th, Tuesday. So I meant to do this. I was supposed to be paying attention and maybe do it before midnight, but I didn't. Oh well. But this is the progress that I've made. There we go. So far today. Or, yeah. It's a new day now, but anyway. Yeah, so this is where I am. So, this is Snape's hair. I've just started getting into him. Super excited. Yeah, so I am, it doesn't really look like it right now. It's kind of weird, but I am still working in my diagonal squares, which is the way that I like to work parking. So, yeah. I worked, I think I mentioned this, I worked all of the 3865 that was in this little section right here because it doesn't show up until sometime later on, so that's kind of what's making it not look like a diagonal because that one's mostly done already, but it's going really well. I'm glad that I decided to stick with my usual 2 strands on 18 count because the coverage is great. So yeah, I do think, I don't know, I think it would be interesting to see it in 1 thread for me, just because, I don't know, I feel like it would be a little scarce. My coverage on 18 count with 2 strands is really good, so that's what I use. And I do the same thing on 36 count linen too. I still use 2 strands. Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I'm current, well, this is not current. Hold on, what row am I on? I haven't updated Pattern Keeper on here yet for this square because I'm just filling in this color now. So, oops, after this color, I am at 750 stitches on this piece. So I'll be right under 2,000 basically right now. Yeah. So it did take a minute to kind of like find my mojo in this. Plus there are some blocks already that, I mean, you can see there are more threads hanging over here. So there's already like a little bit of confetti going on. So that was kind of slowing me down, but I'm also just enjoying it. I'm trying not to, like, I really would like to finish it and meet the goal this month, but don't want to stress myself out too much. So there's that. I don't know if I have mentioned this in a while, and I don't remember who it was that I saw that showed this. Maybe I don't want to say names because I might not have it right, but I was watching someone's floss tube one time, months ago now, maybe at the end of last year or something, but they talked about if you, was it Joel? I don't know. I feel like it was one of the full coverage people I watched, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so like Grime Guard is on here, right? And it would be fine now because I've worked down a little farther, but when I was still kind of up here in this corner, I just felt like the Grime Guard was too close. And you know, sometimes you can be stitching like down here in the corner and you're really close and you feel like you're having to keep moving the Grime Guard out of the way. So the trick that whoever it was that she showed is, wait, I guess I should do this where you guys can see it. So take your Grime Guard in whatever corner that you need it to be, and you can see there's the outside, so you twist it, and then just one twist, one full twist, and then you pop it back over, and it has twisted up all that fabric so it's like squeezed in tight. And then it's not, you know, like if I was working right in here, then that fabric's pulled out of the way and you can get to it more easily. So that's that trick, if anyone was wondering. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I do, and I usually forget to mention it. I wish I could remember who I saw it on. I feel like I saw it on either Kim Hollenbeck or Stitching Jewels, but I could be wrong. So I don't know. And I also don't remember when I saw about it. So there's that too. But anyway, that is where I am. I'm super in love with it already. I'm kind of starting to find my groove on this one. So I am going to get back to that. Amy and I are chatting over on Zoom right now. So yeah, so I will probably not check in with y'all until sometime tomorrow mid-afternoon or mid-morning or something. The 5th will, well, I mean, I say tomorrow, I haven't been asleep yet, so it's still Monday in my head, but the 5th is going to be the last day for this blog, and then I'll upload on Wednesday and start a new one on Wednesday too. So yeah, I will be back to check in however many hours. Hey y'all, so it is Wednesday, May 6th, totally new day. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and this is going to be the last clip for this vlog. So yeah, let's catch you up with what happened yesterday. So I went out and checked the mail. I woke up a little later, so that ate some hours, but that was fine. I checked the mail because I had received my sock yarn swappers package. So okay, how do I explain this? Over in the Crazy Sock Lady podcast group on Ravelry, they have yarn swaps that they do, but it's not it's a swapless swap. Good gravy. I could not think of that for the life of me. Okay, anyway, that's what it's called. It's a swapless swap. You're not actually gathering your yarn or anything and sending it to people. You pay, I think her name is Rosalie, and she buys yarn from whatever dyer is specific to that swap, and then you get a certain amount of yarn. Yeah, and it's all in minis. So it's stock yarn. It's a good way to get to use someone's yarn, but maybe you can't buy 2 or 3 full skeins. You can kind of play around with their colors and see if you like their yarn, but it's in minis, so it'll cost a little less than buying multiple full skeins. So I don't have those here. I don't even have a picture of just those, I think, and I think I'm just gonna put it in the video instead of trying to show you. Well, maybe. We'll see. If it doesn't work, then I'll just put the picture in and it'll all be fine. Yeah. So I'll probably be putting the picture in about now so that you can see that in its actual color. Yeah, so I I was going to do a marled baby blanket out of some yarn that I showed you guys in the last episode, a couple episodes ago, a couple of videos ago. Anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't decided yet. I think that one is still going to be a marled blanket, and I'm gonna use this set for a different blanket that I found. It has like just a tiny bit of lace and a little bit of a pattern. I just feel like I want her to have 2 blankets, one like just a little bit fancier than the other. Yeah, so we'll see. I think that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not completely decided yet. I thought that I was going to switch it and let this one be the marled blanket, but I think I'm going to stick with the first one being the marled blanket because, yeah, this is not that much yardage. I think this is only around 640 yards total for what I've got picked out right now. And all of that I showed you is not spectacular yarns. I forgot to get a picture of just those yarns before I started mixing in other minis that I have. So whenever I start that blanket and I show the yarn, I will make sure that I hold up specifically the spectacular yarns. Okay, so that was that. Excuse me. And then I did knit a little bit on a new garment, but I'm not really going to talk about it in this vlog. It's the last clip. I haven't showed it yet to y'all on this clip, and I barely did anything for there to be progress. So if it comes back out in the next few days, I'll show it on the next clip. And that was basically it for knitting. So then I worked a little bit on Snape. There just wasn't much stitching, done on him yesterday. So this is where I got to. I basically, all I did yesterday was I started working in this square. You can see I didn't quite finish it yet. Okay, hopefully I like cut out the super loud coughs because I'm sure they echoed. But yeah, so I didn't do very much on Snape at all yesterday. Yeah, I'm at my boyfriend's apartment. I was trying to beat supposed storms yesterday, and I'm pretty sure it never stormed. So, yeah, Snape didn't really get a lot of work before I came over here. And then when I got here, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, so I thought it would be fun because I always say that I want to work on this project, and like I don't know why I sat it down, but I never really pick it up. So I I decided it would be a good time. Okay, here we go. To pull out Mexicanita by Yanni Stitcher. And let me scroll down so you can see how to spell it. Yanni Stitcher. She has a FlossTube channel. She does videos in both Spanish and English, which is amazing. Yeah, so I pulled that out, and I didn't even take a picture of where it was before. I was somewhere up here, I think, like along this diagonal. So I did a good bit. about 250 stitches. So when I pulled this out and I had like one and a half, I had about half of like the full 6-strand thread that you pull out from DMC. Both of these colors are DMC variegated threads. So this is, I don't know if you can see this one too well. It goes between a blue and a purple. That's 4240, and this is DMC 4000. Um, you can see the variegation really well there. I don't know if you can tell that it's gray, but it's browns and grays. Yeah, I think you can tell a little bit. I love this color so much. So yeah, I am working on her hair, and I'm actually almost done with it. So that's my goal right now, is to finish the hair, and then I will move down into working on her dress. Sorry if y'all can hear my stomach growling. I really need to eat, but I want to get this clip filmed first. So this needle minder was a gift from Michelle Bindi. The grime guard is from Fat Girl Sewing on Etsy, and I'm stitching on 30 count corn silk linen from Weeks Dye Works. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. What I've been doing on her, I did the first little bit. I finished off the 6-strand that I had, and then I said, you know, I'm not quite tired of her yet. Like, I could work on her a little more. I'm enjoying this. So I actually got on Magical Stitches and looked at the task for the week, and there are a bunch of like smaller tasks. Since I'm working on a whip, I have to do 100 stitches on it. I'm not actually gonna post over there at all, but I'm still like following, you know, the prompts and everything as if I were. Um, yeah, so I read over they have multiple prompts this week, and if you work on a new start with them, you do 50 stitches. If it's a whip like I was doing, it's 100 stitches. So I decided just look through, and however many that I would have been able to fit make Anita into, that's how many stitches I'll do. So there were 5 tasks that I would have been able to use her for, so I'm doing 500 stitches before I sit her down. And I'm at about 250 now. So, yeah, so you'll be seeing some progress on her even in the next clip, because I am gonna get these 500 done before I set her down. So that is that. I keep her in my Slytherin House Bitsy Bob. I love Bitsy Bobs, y'all. It's brilliant. These are made by Kelly of Kelly Stadola of That's So Kelly Co. Hopefully you could see her little logo there. Yeah, but I love it. So you can see the floss doesn't fall off. This side is felt. The floss isn't falling off. I've got my orts up here. This, where her logo is, that's a magnet. So you can keep your scissors right there. I usually put my needle minder right there, because when I take it off the Q-snap, I just fold up the fabric and I sit it over in here. And then all the flosses are in here, so super helpful. I love Bitsy Bobs. Okay, what else did I need to tell y'all about? I think just Stitch Count Mania update, and then we're good. So I think that I said, where am I at? Because again, I have it in 2 different places. So Make Anita is not full coverage, so I'm back to using my row counter app for that. But Snape Pattern Keeper is already counting for me, so I'm not going to do that work myself. So I am at 2,553 stitches right now. So still behind. Yesterday was the 5th, so theoretically I would have hit 5,000. So I'm at about the halfway point. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on it, and hopefully I'll get a ton done today. Yeah, I think it'll be a good day. I've got a good feeling about it. I'm enjoying making Anita, so I don't think it'll be a problem to finish those stitches, and I'm hitting a groove with Snape. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog. Thank you all for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, all the things. I really appreciate it, y'all. So until the next clip, I will talk to y'all soon. Happy crafting, y'all.